Hello, my name is Bourke, and I have Becky May, Dr. Rath, who did the Penguin Plunge, and they're gonna say hello, Ryan. Thank you.
Hello, Ryan. Thanks for having us on to talk about the plunge.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Well, we were on before the plunge, and we told people about what the plunge is about and what happens. And so now we did the plunge on February 3rd, and we were very lucky because the air temperature was around 30 degrees and the water temperature was around 38 degrees. So the perfect balance, because you know there's a saying, the colder the air, the warmer the water. So it really felt like a bathtub. I say that to try and get more people to plunge next year. But no, it was a great day. We were very lucky. And the Penguin Plunge is the top fundraiser of the year for the New Hampshire Special Olympics. And it was very successful this year. The Penguin Plunge has been going on for 20 years. And starting about 10 years ago, they added a high school plunge that's done on Saturday, and the regular Penguin Plunge for people over the age of 18 that's done on Sunday. And the high school plunge has really grown. When it started, there were a few teams, and now many high schools in the state send teams to participate in the high school plunge. And so this year, there were actually more high school plungers than adult plungers. So that's great. And it's only growing. There were actually 540 high school plungers and 503 adult plungers. So that's over 1,000 plungers in the state, which is great. And the high school plunge raised, these are not exact numbers because they're from pretty much the day of the plunge, and people sent in some more money afterwards, but the high school plunge raised more than $150,000, and the Penguin Plunge on Sunday raised about $385,000. So that's more than $500,000, or more than $500,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it was a great day.
Yes, it was.
How did you like the plunge this year, Becky?
I enjoyed the plunge. I'm very proud of myself. I raised $11,300 for the plunge. I was the top fundraiser in the state, and I enjoy it and enjoy doing that, helping my teammates and helping the recreation center, the team there. So I'm glad I can help out, and I enjoyed it. And I'm doing basketball this Saturday at the rec center. So I'm doing that. I do the 3-on-3. So I'll be doing that, and then I'll be watching the A and the B team at the college, be watching them play. And then I got a towel that for the Penguin Plunge. I got a towel that says the top fundraiser, and I got a chair thing that I can use when I help out for softball, and because I know when I'll need that one for certain things. So I got that, and then I got a water bottle, and then I got the sweatshirt that I have on, and then I got the gift cards that I definitely do need, and so I thank Special Olympics for that. And so I got it's an organization, so that's what they would do, and so they helped me with that, and I enjoy it.
Yeah, you did a great job this year, Becky. As you've done for a number of years. How many years have you plunged?
This is my 11th year. This past year is my 11th.
Now, are you going to not plunge next year because you're tired of it?
No, I'll be plunging again. I'll be plunging and plunging.
I thought so. Okay. So our local team, there's a local team that Becky's on and Ryan's been on for the Special Olympics, the Keene team, and there's about 100 athletes on the Keene team. And our team, the Frozen Sections, raises money primarily for the local Keene team. So people in the area who donate to our team donate to our local Special Olympians. And that's for all kinds of things. As Becky said, there's a big basketball tournament this weekend with teams coming in from all over the region. And it's going to be at the rec center and at Keene State College. I think 8 to 2 o'clock?
Yes.
8 to 2 o'clock. And anybody who wants to come down between 8 and 2 can see some great sports. So I plan on being there.
Thank you.
So our local team in the state, well, let me go back. As I mentioned, there were 1,000 plungers in the state between Saturday and Sunday. And this young lady, Becky, was the top fundraiser in the whole state amongst 1,000 plungers.
Wow.
So she did a great job. And as Becky said, she raised by herself $11,300. So thank you, Becky.
Yeah.
And our team, there were 60 teams in the state for the Sunday plunge. And our team, the Frozen Sections, had 21 plungers. There was a few teams with about the same or even a little more plungers. And our team was the top fundraising team in the state. So it kind of matched Becky. And we raised more than $32,000 for the Keene Special Olympians. So we're really happy about that. I'm going to read off the members of the team, if that's okay.
That's okay.
Just to give them credit. So I think I'll start with the group I'm going to name now. All raised more than $1,000 by themselves. Of course, Becky was first with $11,300. Then the other members of the team who raised more than $1,000, two of them are Special Olympians. Cindy Bonzel and Joe Wallace was a former Special Olympian, and they raised more than $1,000. Jennifer Van Oudenhove raised more than $2,000, and she's been a big fundraiser for years. She's done the plunge for many years. And then a newer member, Daniel Bednarski, raised over $1,000, and I also raised more than $1,000. And the rest of the team included some new plungers. So we had I think three new plungers this year. We had Deb Lucan from the hospital, who did a great job. We had Tricia Toomey from the hospital, who did a great job. And Ariana O'Connor from CNS, who did a great job. So it's always good to have new members. And we have fun and we raise money for a good cause. So anybody who's interested for next year, they can get in contact with me. And probably through the TV station here is okay to get in touch with me for people who don't have other access to me. Other members of the team were Marcy Richards, Greg Solivay, Trent Hunt, and Trevor Hunt. These are two brothers, and you'll see a picture on the screen, I hope, and I'll point them out when we see the picture. And then Gail Thomas is from the hospital. She hadn't plunged for a few years, so this is a return plunger. Jennifer Russ, who's plunged for a number of years. Sherry Rowe has plunged for a number of years. Kelly Arunsky. Stacy Taylor has plunged for a number of years and always does a great job. Anna Blad was a return plunger, and Marcy Richards' daughter, so keep it in the family. Bernie Bolio plunged, and Bernie's very involved with the Special Olympics.
Yeah.
Ryan and Becky know him well. And thanks to Bernie for driving the van to get a number of us over to Hampton, and Downey Page. And that's pretty much the team. We had 21 members of the team. I'd also like to thank individuals and stores who donated either money or gift cards. And also, there were 5 places in town where we put donation jars. So thanks to those places. One was Lindy's Diner, Prime Roast, Horse and Buggy in the Company of Flowers, and Target Cleaners. I'd also like to thank Gemini Graphics and Prints for doing the white shirts. And I don't know if I can show this well, but Bulldog Design does the long sleeve blue shirts, which are similar to the white ones, but long sleeves. Then the places that donated and have been doing it for a number of years are Luca's, Elm City Brewery, Twilight Tattoo, Toadstool, Goody Shop, Ted's, Target Cleaners in the Company of Flowers, Uptown Salon, Miranda's, MJD Hairstyling, Charcoal Charlie, Snippers Hairstyling, Lindy's Diner, Horse and Buggy, Athens Pizza, Cheshire Village Pizza, Fire Dog Breads, which is a new place in Keene, Prime Roast, and China Wok. We've also had some donators who give very generous donations, and they've been doing it for years. One is William Baldessaro from the Walpole area, Bill and Ann Moyle, Eileen and Mike Sarson, Paul and Barbara Koutras, Jim and Karen Nickerson, and there are clearly many, many other people who donate. We also get a donation every year from CNS, so that's very generous as well. Can we see some of the pictures from this year's plunge? And I'll review the pictures. So the theme this year was hippies. And so Sherry Rowe has been over in the front. She's a plunger. And she decorated that Jeep. And Becky's way on the left. And way on the right is Gail Thomas. Bending down is Sherry. I'm standing with the penguin hat behind Sherry and Gail. Bernie Bolio is next to Becky. And Downey Page is holding the big staff with a penguin on the end of it. Thank you. So I don't know if you can see this, but this is before we plunged. Becky in a penguin suit, me behind Becky, and that's a special plunger who has a special hat and multiple plungers stuck to his hat. And he's been called Captain Plunger. And he's very involved in the Special Olympics. And this was his 20th plunge. And he says he's not going to plunge anymore, but we're hoping he will. This is Marcy Richards and Jennifer Van Oudenhove before we plunge in the casino ballroom. Okay. So this is, we make our way down to the beach. Yeah, it looks cold, but it wasn't too bad.
Nope.
Nope.
Nice and cold.
Nice and cold, Becky says. That says we're waiting down on the beach, getting ready to go in. That's Trent Hunt in his little brief bikini. Deb Lucan is wearing one of these white shirts on the left. There's another team member there. Okay, thank you. And that's in the water. We were very fortunate that it was actual high tide, so we didn't have to run in as far to get deep enough to get wet. That's Tricia Toomey in the front, Jennifer Van Oudenhove. That's me with the hat, and a couple of other team members. That's a team picture right there. And if you see the two brothers, Trent and Trevor, in the briefs, the bikini Speedos, I had a deal with them the last 2 years that if they raised $2,000 between them, they could bring me a Speedo to wear. Fortunately, they only raised $1,800 between them this year. So we have the same deal for next year. So we'll see what happens. That's another team picture right there. And that's the 3 top fundraisers in the state, with Becky in the middle, the top fundraiser, and Gary on one side and Kevin on the other. Thank you.
And if you want to see, there might be more. Mike said it won't be of me and others. It'll be on the website. I think he means the Special Olympics, and then it'll be on Facebook. He said I'll be all over.
Right, she's talking about Mike Salsey, who taught at the high school for many years. I think is still doing some work there, but he's extremely involved in the New Hampshire Special Olympics and helps with the plunge. And so we're fortunate to have him in town.
Yeah.
So that was this year's plunge, a big success again. We raised a lot of money. We're very happy about it. And believe it or not, pretty much everybody who did the plunge this year had a really good time. And that's what it's about. So if people are interested for next year, you can get in touch with me. I'll actually give you my email. My email's daniellrath@gmail.com. That's pretty easy. So anybody who's interested, we'd love to have you plunge next year.
Yeah, and please give Dan a call. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, I think we're set. Ryan, you want to say anything, Dan? Bye.